Tonight on the CBS3 News at 10, the Biden administration is touring the nation, what they hope to accomplish. Plus, we bring you body cam video from a controversial officer-involved shooting in Duluth, what Chief Mike Tuscan says about the incident. And Congressman Pete Stauber hosts a community conversation in Aurora on mining. We break down his message.
From CBS3 Duluth, this is the CBS3 News at 10.
Good evening, I'm John Cardinale. Thanks for joining us. Kristen is off tonight. The Biden administration is embarking on a multi-state tour to sell the president's COVID relief bill to the American people. And while they're at it, convince Americans to get their COVID vaccinations. CBS's Ed O'Keefe reports tonight from the White House.
From the White House,
shots in arms and money in pockets,
to Las Vegas,
help us here,
to New Jersey.
It's a chance to breathe again.
The Biden administration began its full court press today, part of a 6-state week-long swing to promote the COVID relief bill. This as thousands of stimulus payments are starting to show up in bank accounts.
By the time all the money is distributed, 85% of American households will have gotten a $1,400 rescue checks.
Christina Libby got her check on Friday. She says she'll use the money to help pay off debt she's racked up during the pandemic.
It means a lot. You know, it's definitely a level of security that we don't normally have in our bank account.
But some big banks like Chase and Wells Fargo say stimulus payments won't show up in accounts until Wednesday. Bad news for Ariel Butler, a mother of 2 kids.
We were evicted during this pandemic, and getting back on our feet the right way, this money is needed for that.
Another priority for the White House, making sure Americans get vaccinated. While a majority plan to when it becomes available, nearly a third of Republicans say they won't.
Should President Trump help promote the vaccine among skeptics, sir?
The thing that has more impact than anything Trump would say to the MAGA folks is what the local doctor, what the local preachers, what the local people in the community say.
The White House tour to promote the COVID relief bill continues Tuesday when the president heads to Pennsylvania. On Friday, he and Vice President Harris are headed to Georgia, a state that elected 2 Democratic senators that helped make it possible for the Democratic Party to pass the legislation. Ed O'Keefe, CBS News, the White House.
Meanwhile, dentists in Wisconsin could administer the COVID-19 vaccine under a bill the state legislature is scheduled to pass on Tuesday. The bill has bipartisan support. About 20 states have expanded who could administer the COVID-19 vaccine as part of the effort to speed up vaccinations. Dentists in Minnesota are already able to give the vaccine. Minnesota's new relaxed COVID restrictions go into effect today. Minnesotans can now gather with up to 50 people outdoors and 15 indoors without household limits. Bars and restaurants can welcome 75% capacity with a limit of 250 people and can seat parties up to 4. Gyms and fitness centers will be able to allow 50% capacity. The governor says these eased restrictions are due to a continued drop in cases and vaccine distribution across the state. And Dave's here now with a look at weather. Dave, did we get those flurries tonight like we were expecting, or did it kind of pass over?
Well, it's still to the south of our region, but funny you should mention it, John. It looks like the chance for any payoff in our region has gone down since we last chatted at 6 o'clock. So let's take a live look at what's going on in downtown Ely right now. And, you know, there's still some snow on the sidewalks from the previous week's snow, but otherwise the streets are dry and likely will stay dry north of Duluth. I don't think that southern snow chance will reach up into that neck of the woods, but it is trying oh so hard to reach up into our region and falling apart very drastically once it starts to get out of Pine County in Minnesota and towards Douglas County in Wisconsin. Still thinking there's going to be a little bit of a trace here for the head of the lakes and to the south, but the heavier stuff is indeed going to stay down south around the border with Iowa and then into southern Wisconsin. Our short-term forecast says then that 30 to 40% chance of light snow might bring a trace. Then for Tuesday, it should be partly sunny to mostly cloudy. And if today was a little bit cooler by the lake in the 30s, well, we'll go back towards 40 or so tomorrow. The start of another warm-up. That 50 business on Saturday ate up a lot of snow. 50's coming next week and could take care of the rest because I think it's going to be a dry forecast, and I'll show it to you with the 7-day in a few more minutes.
All right, thanks, Dave. Minnesota Congressman Pete Stauber was on the range today hearing from locals about the mining issues they're seeing firsthand. As the Republican leader on the House Natural Resources Subcommittee on Energy and Mineral Resources, Stauber plans to take the feedback to Washington, D.C. CBS 3's Emma Quinn reports on what people had to say.
Ely native Nancy McCready was one of roughly 50 people who attended Monday's community input event on mining.
I care about my community. We have seen fewer and fewer good-paying jobs in our community, and it would be nice to have young people to be able to stay in Ely, in all of our Iron Range towns.
8th Congressional District Representative Pete Stauber hosted the event. He plans to bring local comments, goals, and concerns back down to Washington, D.C., where he sits on the House Natural Resources Subcommittee on Energy and Mineral Resources.
Being responsibly sourced, ethically sourced is incredibly important. And we know that we can do it right here, the right way.
Stauber believes the mines in northeastern Minnesota can help set an example for the industry across the country while stopping the U.S. from relying on other countries for minerals.
Aurora is really ground zero, and the Iron Range is ground zero on the opportunity to mine critical minerals.
Community members hope Monday's event helps grow the mining industry on the Iron Range and bring people back to the area.
Too many of them have to leave the Iron Range to be able to provide for themselves and for their families. It'd be nice to have young families move back into our communities.
Congressman Stauber announced over the weekend he has no plans to run for governor, saying he's laser focused on the 8th Congressional District. A judge has decided the court case against a Duluth police officer will move forward. Officer Tyler Liebfried faces 2 felony charges after shooting through a closed door in September last year. Now, body cam video is showing what happened that night, and we want to warn you, some may find this video disturbing.
26 shots fired. Back your gun, back your gun. Cover. Tyler. Tyler. Stop. Ow! Start medical. Mill screaming is down.
In the video, the loud banging noise is shooting victim Jared File kicking his door. Court documents show both Officer Liebfried and his partner thought they were being shot at, but County Attorney Mark Rubin says Liebfried waited 10 seconds before opening fire, long enough to make a different choice than firing through a closed door. Liebfried did not follow the Duluth Police Department's use of force policy. Chief Mike Tuskin says it's important officers follow those regulations, especially now.
We are at times in a crisis of confidence in policing, and it is even more important that our policies that are written and trained upon are actually followed in the field.
File's attorney says his client is lucky to be alive. He's focused on recovering from the trauma and hopeful the incident starts a conversation about police training and supervision. The next natural gas bill for people living in Two Harbors could be a shocking one. The city sent a warning to residents over the weekend, and get this, it won't be long before someone there whose bill is normally around $170 will be closer to $650. As you'd imagine, that figure has a lot of Two Harbors residents concerned. CBS 3's Peter Kevakauskas spent the day up the shore hearing from city and state leaders about why this is happening and what's being done to help.
According to the mayor of Two Harbors, Chris Swanson, this sudden and shocking spike in natural gas prices is thanks to, in large part, the February cold snap in the South.
There was a lot of pressure placed on the gas supply system in the southern part of the country, and that caused us to have to pay pretty high prices for anything that we bought off the market.
Two Harbors city leaders sent a letter to residents over the weekend warning them of higher prices. Officials at the Minnesota Public Utilities Commission say Two Harbors isn't alone.
This shows that everybody is interconnected, and that when we see massive price spikes that happen on the natural gas system, it's going to impact everybody from Two Harbors to Minneapolis to Mankato. This is something that connects everybody.
Leaders at both the state and local level understand these price surges couldn't come at a worse time, and that something needs to be done to keep it from happening again.
Especially in this time, you know, when we're kind of coming out of a pandemic and folks are struggling a little bit to pay bills.
It very likely will happen again because because of climate change and because the polar vortex is coming down further and deeper into the country. How does Minnesota, from an economic perspective, be more resilient and not have these massive price spikes?
And to help the residents impacted, Two Harbors is giving people 1 year to pay the bill without any penalty. Residents will also be able to enter into a budget plan with the city. Still to come on Live Local CBS 3, the path to approving a fourth vaccine in the U.S. is now on hold. Why it hit a halt? Next.
Record low for the state is 11 below from 1879. Of course, we were much warmer than that today. The high temp was normal, 34, but it was warmer inland. And now even lakeside communities tomorrow will join in the warmth and go towards the 40s. The start of another warm spell. And of course, for a few hours tonight, we have a very slight chance for a tiny amount of snow. We'll talk about the latest odds for that coming up after our break.
Local news and local weather here on CBS 3.
For 6 days only, Home Furniture has put everything on sale, and you can finance it free for 6 years. 6 days of savings, 6 years, zero interest financing. The 646 sale, only at Home Furniture.
We can help you at Ketamine North Infusion Center.
In public safety, we see things that sometimes you can't unsee. After these infusions, everything just kind of turned around and I was able to start enjoying things again.
To learn more, give us a call or visit us online.
The selection at Stone Countertop Outlet is the largest in the region. Thousands of slabs, hundreds of colors, and the most popular quartz brands too. See the entire collection at stonecountertopoutlet.com or call our showroom.
Funerals can be emotionally devastating for a family to go through. Besides the sorrow, loved ones are left with the high cost of arranging a funeral. Funeral Advantage was formed to help protect your family when they need it most. It pays your loved ones up to $20,000 immediately for funeral and any other expenses.
It's a good feeling to know that my family will be taken care of if anything happens to me.
Funerals can easily cost $9,000 or more, but government benefits pay only $255, leaving your loved ones to pay the rest.
It's so easy. Just answer a few simple health questions. This is so affordable, even for someone like me who's on a fixed income.
If you're 40 to 85, get information on how to protect your family. Funeral Advantage is something we all need. There's no risk or obligation. Call now.
Get the facts about how easy it is to protect your family. There's no risk or obligation. Don't wait. Call the number on your screen now.
We switched.
I switched to Chevy.
We switched.
I switched for more room. I switched for my family. For adventure.
We love our Chevy.
I switched to Chevy.
With an impressive lineup of cars, trucks, and SUVs, it's no wonder people are switching to Chevy year after year.
I'm never switching back.
Get a $4,250 cash allowance on all 2021 Silverado 1500 Crew Cab pickups. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
Home Seasonal Concepts is now open with the largest selection of outdoor furniture on sale. Plus, get a free fabric upgrade on custom or special order cushions and slings from Homecrest Outdoor Living and Tropitone. And free no-contact garage drop shipping. Now at Home Seasonal Concepts.
Join us weeknights. We're live at 5 as we go around the Northland, city by city.
Now, the CBS3 Duluth WeatherMax forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
Well, I know that a lot of Canada geese like to hang out in open water around our region, and they don't migrate to the south. But looks like Lake Nichols up towards Canyon and Cotton got a few fresh ones to come in and land today as they're starting their journey perhaps a little bit early, perhaps egged on by last week's warm spell. Well, it's another one that's coming our way that may egg on more of those birds to come back north. After a little bit of cool down Sunday and today, we're going back towards the warm side beginning tomorrow. Just wedged in between, we do have that slight chance for light snow tonight, which I'll talk about here in just a bit. But we do have the current conditions at the airport in Duluth to mention. First, it's 28 degrees, 78% for the relative humidity with an easterly wind going 11 miles per hour. And our air pressure's a notch on the higher side at 30.11 inches of mercury, at least at the surface. But up aloft, the blowover of a big storm to the south is trying to come our way. That's why we still have a cloudier sky That's why we have still a slight chance for a couple of flurries as the night goes on. If the floor was lower and the lift was greater, I bet we'd get a fair amount of snow. I hear already in Marshall they've received about 4 inches, and more down south could come overnight. Right now, temperature-wise in our region, we're going 31 to 33 in the Upper Peninsula and 30 to 32 here in northwestern Wisconsin, 30 in Hayward, 32 towards Red Cliff and Bayfield and LaPointe, 28 at Hermantown, 27 Cloquet, 30 Moose Lake, upper 20s along much of the North Shore, but not everywhere, 31 by the Lake and Grand Marais. And we have upper 20s to about 30, 31 degrees here for the Iron Ranges and in the interior parts of the Arrowhead. Low temps tonight likely will be in the 20s for most towns, so no big temperature upswings to really talk about right now. It's next weekend when we could crash back into the 50s. Right now, we take a look at the Doppler and satellite map for our region, and we can see the light snows trying to push into our area right now, more prevalent in Wisconsin and Michigan than in Minnesota. There's at least a slight chance some of that will still work into our area overnight tonight, as this big area of low pressure does threaten to bring rain and snow to the southern parts of Minnesota here and through southern parts of Wisconsin as well. But by tomorrow afternoon, higher pressure will try to dry us up once again and keep us dry and sunny pretty much for many more days coming up here, till about the first or even latter half of the weekend. Well, this snow chance we get here tonight isn't going to be much of anything. North of Duluth, we might not get a drip or a drop. Into Wisconsin now, the odds are looking a little bit less, maybe a trace, a tenth or two of snow there. The big winners, and I use the term loosely, could be a third of an inch from Moose Lake towards Aiken, towards Brainerd. And then, like I mentioned, it dries up through the weekend. Tonight, well, there's a 30% chance for these snow showers in Minnesota, with lows from 19 up north to 30 right by the lake. And for Wisconsin and Michigan, we're looking at pretty much the middle 20s for the lows there. 40% chance for the light snow, even though if it pays off, the accumulations will be lesser. That's the way it works sometimes. 40 to 42 degrees will be the high temps in Wisconsin and Michigan tomorrow, with a mostly cloudy sky. Mostly cloudy for Minnesota as well, with the range of highs there, 38 by the lake to 42 to the south, maybe 43 by International Falls. Extended forecast shows higher pressure settling in, clears up the sky Wednesday through Saturday. And then that high, as its reverse flow comes in later on this week, we push towards 52 on Saturday, 50 on Sunday. And John, Sunday may be the next chance we get precip. It's a 40% chance. And right now with a high of 50 and an overnight low over 32, I think it'll be rain rather than snow.
I'll agree with you there. 50 degrees, 35. I don't know if we could get much snow with that.
Nope, just rain showers.
Sounds good. Thank you very much, Dave. The path to approving a fourth COVID vaccine in the U.S. hit a speed bump this week. Several European nations paused administering the AstraZeneca vaccine because of some specific health concerns. Amanda Quintana reports from UW Health, where the vaccine was in a clinical trial.
There's been about 17 million people that have been vaccinated with the AstraZeneca vaccine to date. The blood clots have been seen in about 35 people.
That's a very small percentage, but UW Health Dr. William Hartman admits blood clots are pretty serious.
About 15 with deep vein thrombosis, which is a blood clot typically in the legs. The others were pulmonary embolisms, which are blood clots that can occur in the lungs.
And there have been a couple reports of death. Still, Dr. Hartman says it has not been proven that the AstraZeneca vaccine caused any of those issues.
They don't see the incidence being any higher than what would be expected in the general population. In fact, it's significantly lower.
Countries such as Germany, Ireland, Spain, and a handful of others aren't taking a chance, pausing AstraZeneca's use, something Hartman says should reassure people, especially as it nears approval in the U.S.
The governments take all these reports very seriously, and they will stop the administration of these vaccines if they think that there's any hint of a safety issue.
UW Health recently turned in the results from its AstraZeneca clinical trial. Hartman says none of the 1,500 people in Wisconsin who participated had any bad reaction, and neither did the 30,000 other Americans involved in the study.
The safety profile seems to be quite good. We didn't experience any unusual side effects.
And he thinks the pause in Europe won't affect the approval here. That could come from the FDA soon.
And of course, anyone who sees this news from Europe naturally might feel alarmed and not want to get the vaccine once it becomes available here. But Hartman wants to point out blood clots are usually seen 1 in 1,000 adults. Again, in Europe, they've seen in about 35 in 17 million. Still to come on Live Local CBS 3, we update you on the trial of Derek Chauvin as jury selection continues.
CBS 3 live cams are brought to you by Kohler Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac. You're not just getting a car, you're getting Kohler.
Healthy Systems USA Spring Sale. Save $200 off our 2-month weight loss program. That's less than $7 per day. Save $200 and lose up to 30 to 50 pounds by summer. Call us today or order online.
It's a great time to start those big projects with 11% off everything at Menards. Whether you're adding a storage shed, updating your garage, or planning the perfect post-frame building, you can save 11% on the plans and materials. Design and buy online with our Design It Center or stop into the store to start planning your next project. Save 11% on all storage buildings now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
I'm Dr. Zach Lundstrom, and I'm an internal medicine physician here at St. Luke's. An internal medicine doctor really specializes in the complexities that come with having more than one health problem at a time. For every patient, the goal is different, and I think it's really satisfying. It's a very challenging job to do. I'm most passionate about getting to know my patients. I think the better I can understand what's most important to them, it allows me to help give the best recommendation possible for that specific patient.
As a person with a disability who values living independently and being safe,
it's great to know Access North has partnered with the Minnesota Department of Health to be a cohort community coordinator.
Please help us protect people with disabilities and other vulnerable Minnesotans of all ages from COVID-19.
Contact Access North Center for Independent Living, your local COVID community coordinator resource for people with disabilities.
Imagine yourself in a new Toyota.
Yeah. Yeah.
With great deals, get ready to turn your dreams into reality.
Hurry in, because right now you can lease a new 2021 RAV4 for $209 a month. To learn more about this and other great offers, visit Toyota.com.
Ready, set, go get your Toyota today.
Toyota, let's go places.
When severe weather hits, tune to CBS 3 for up-to-date coverage morning and night.
Healthy Systems USA Spring Sale. Save $200 off our 2-month weight loss program. That's less than $7 per day. Save $200 and lose up to 30 to 50 pounds by summer. Call us today or order online.
Get your Bennington pontoon at RJ Sport & Cycle.
When severe weather hits, tune to CBS 3 for up-to-date coverage morning and night. Get your news on the go, the CBS 3 mobile app.
Join us weeknights for Live at 5 as we go around the Northland, city by city.
CBS 3 Sports is brought to you by St. Luke's.
Jury selection is entering its second week in the murder trial of Derek Chauvin. 9 jurors have been chosen so far to hear evidence in Chauvin's trial. The makeup so far includes 6 men and 3 women. 5 are white, 1 is mixed race, and 2 are black, 1 is Hispanic. Attorneys will continue the process of questioning jurors one by one tomorrow. They need to pick 14 people, 12 will deliberate, and 2 will be alternates. And the attorney for George Floyd's family says the $27 million settlement made by the city of Minneapolis last week is the largest pretrial civil rights settlement ever. The attorney said Friday the settlement, quote, sends a powerful message that black lives do matter and police brutality against people of color must end. And in sports, big day for Bulldog hockey teams. Not 1 but 2 postseason games today. The women needed bonus hockey time in their contest. More on the Bulldog hockey teams with Tom Hansen when we return.
We switched.
I switched to Chevy. I switched for more room. I switched for my family. For adventure.
We love our Chevy.
With an impressive lineup of cars, trucks, and SUVs, it's no wonder people are switching to Chevy year after year.
I'm never switching back.
Add another Chevy to your driveway. Get a $3,500 cash allowance on most 2021 Equinox models. Plus, current Chevy owners get an additional $1,250 cash allowance. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
You got the gear, but do you have the internet to power it? Go full speed. Get extreme internet starting at $19.99 a month for a year. Show your tech some respect and see what it can really do with speeds from 60 meg up to 1 gig, powerful in-home Wi-Fi, and 99.99% network reliability. Get extreme internet starting at $19.99 a month for a year and get ready to go full speed. Dial 844-EXTREME2.
Ready to do something good? Saving a life is easy with Memorial Blood Centers. If you've recovered from COVID-19 or tested positive for antibodies and have not had the vaccine, you can become a convalescent plasma donor and help someone battling COVID-19. The pandemic has created a chronic deficit in blood donations over the last year. There is an urgent need for blood donors. Visit mbc.org to find out where to donate or learn more about becoming a blood or plasma donor.
The big 6% instant rebate is back. Hi, John with Prime Appliance, and yep, that's right. You'll get an additional 6% off on the floor price instantly when you pay at the counter. What could be sweeter? Get this Whirlpool 25 cubic foot black stainless French door refrigerator, regular price $20.99, on sale for $17.99, then get an instant 6% rebate off at the counter. Your final price, $16.90. We'll have our pros deliver and install or take it home today. Prime Appliance, it's the best place to buy your appliances.
Hello from DBS Repair, your local experts in all things basement-y. Since 2012, we've helped thousands of cabin and homeowners in Minnesota and Wisconsin. We specialize in basement waterproofing, foundation and structural repair, concrete lifting and leveling, whole home energy, nasty crawl spaces, and basement finishing too. If you have a wet basement, moldy crawl space, or sunken concrete, our team of experts have the trusted solutions to help. Call DBS today for all things basement-y.
New Duluth Auto is the Duluth used car dealer. We have plenty of makes and models to choose from. Nissan, Honda, Toyota, and we even carry multiple options for our most popular vehicle, the Subaru Forester. Large cargo space, all-wheel drive, what's not to love? All of our vehicles are priced under $20,000. To make these deals even sweeter, there is a 1 to 5 year warranty included on all vehicles. Give us a call, stop by, or view our inventory online at newduluthauto.net. Because here at New Duluth Auto, we are your Duluth used car dealer.
There's a fantastic history and rivalry between UMD and St. Cloud State in the NCHC Frozen Faceoff. Last time those two teams met, it was double overtime. On the way to the 2019 national title for the Bulldogs, they meet again this afternoon in the Frozen Faceoff semifinals. The Huskies got on the board first. UMD with an answer, though. Kobe Roth, right place, right time. Game tied up at 1-1. But the Huskies get a power play near the end of the first. There's a little battle in front. Kevin Fitzgerald puts it away. St. Cloud State 2-1 after one. In the second, the Bulldogs answer the call, though, once again. Kobe show continues. Kobe Bender all tied up at 2 as he tallies for UMD. And here's how things ended up. Chase Brand, wraparound. The play continues, but they went back to take another look and deemed the puck crossed the line onto Ryan Fante's pad. 3-2 Huskies after 2 periods. That was the last goal of the game. St. Cloud State hangs on for the 3-2 win, advancing to the Frozen Faceoff Finals. UMD will now await an at-large bid to the NCAA tournament. Head coach Scott Sandlin after the game.
I would have felt better winning a championship game tomorrow, but it's out of our control, right? We tried to win tonight, trying to get to tomorrow's game, and that's kind of the mentality, we're trying to have this time of the year, especially going into our tournament. The single game elimination is no different than the NCAA tournament, and that's how you have to treat it. And obviously we didn't get the job done. Like I said, it's not in our control. The fate's in somebody else's hands, but I'm certainly hoping that we get that opportunity because I think this group deserves it.
The Big Ten semifinals were tonight as well. Cole Caulfield lifted Wisconsin over Penn State in overtime, while Michigan and Minnesota, they also needed overtime. Minnesota with the win, 3-2 in the extra session. The UMD women's hockey team has won 5 national titles over the years, and tonight started down the path of seeking number 6, their longest road trip of the season, to play in the NCAA quarterfinals versus Colgate. To Erie, Pennsylvania we go for this one. UMD head coach Maura Kroll with 99 career UMD coaching wins heading into the contest, playing her former team she played for in college. No score in the second. The puck bounces off the end wall. There's some commotion in front. The puck goes in the net, but they review that the rule that it was batted in by a Colgate player's glove, so no goal, did not count. A few minutes later, UMD peppers a flurry of chances. Gabby Hughes with one from the slot. It stays scoreless all the way into overtime. With 7 minutes in overtime, we finally get a hero. Ashton Bell rings the bell. The senior defenseman wins it for the Bulldogs. The Bulldogs win 1-0. They advance to the Frozen Four to take on Northeastern on Thursday night. Emma Soderberg with the shutout in the nets for the Bulldogs. Also win number 100 for head coach Maura Kroll. Bulldogs, we'll hear from the Bulldogs tomorrow night at 6. And, of course, it's March Madness season as well for basketball fans. The Gophers didn't quite make the cut this year, but the Badgers dancing their way to Indiana for the NCAA tournament. It's Wisconsin's 18th trip to the Big Dance in the last 20 years. They're one of 9 Big Ten teams that made it into the tournament, more than any other conference this season. Badgers were placed in the South region as a 9th seed. They'll take on North Carolina, who is the 8th seed. It's been a relatively down year for both sides, who've been accustomed to high seeds and big moments over the past decade or so. Wisconsin plays on Friday night. The play-in games are on Thursday. And, John, it's just really amazing that we're talking about games and tournaments when we start to talk about the season and how it all started this year. It's great that we can get to this point in some postseason play, John. And we'll be right back. More right after this.
CBS3 closed captioning is brought to you by Essentia Health. March is Colorectal Cancer Awareness Month. If you're 50 or older, ask your doctor about screening options.
At Ralph Eye Care Specialists, we help your family see well. We check your child's need for glasses, and we screen for problems which are best treated early in life. We test your parents for diseases like macular degeneration and glaucoma. These often have no early symptoms, so regular eye exams are important. And we care for you, providing routine and emergency care for your lifetime. Call now to schedule an appointment at Ralph Eye Care Specialists.
We drive everywhere to help our son reach his dream of becoming an elite swimmer. So we enrolled in the Know Your Drive program with American Family Insurance. It gives us discounts for safe driving, which comes in handy, no matter where his dreams take him. With Know Your Drive, save up to 20% and get closer to your dreams.
American Family Insurance.
Insure carefully, dream fearlessly.
So much time at home. I need new furniture.
Dylan, it's Slumberland's Build Your Room sale. Look what you can get for just $20, $30, or $40 a month. How about a dining room for just $20 a month?
I'm more of a pizza in front of the TV kind of guy. Oh, recliners. I've always wanted a couple of those.
How about 2 of these for just $30 a month when you spend $1,800 and pay no interest for 5 years?
Well, hello, Slumberland.
The 2021-22 school year is right around the corner, so mark March 18th on your calendar for the Bayview School Kindergarten registration. Last names A to L come on down from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. and M through Z from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. Register for the future class of 2034.
That's not bacon. It's sausage.
Whoa.
Behold, Johnsonville sausage strips. Sausage that looks and cooks like bacon. It's a meaty miracle. Find them in the bacon section, even though they're sausage.
You'll love the road ahead when you drive the 2021 Subaru Impreza. Standard EyeSight driver assist technology gives you an extra set of eyes on the road to help keep the journey safe. And the Impreza is a smart choice down the road. The 2021 Impreza. More than a car, it's a Subaru.
Lease the new 2021 Subaru Impreza for $219 a month during the Subaru A Lot to Love event going on now.
Men's wardrobe provided by Mainstream Fashions for Men, celebrating 30 years in business in 2021 with 30% off store-wide, downtown Duluth.
So, Dave, I hear you have a confession to make to our viewers.
Yeah, I have to. That picture of the geese I showed in Lake Nichols, well, Bobby tells me that's from last year, just wishful thinking. The lake isn't open yet, so no
Well,
geese.
you fooled me. I didn't even think about that.
Me too. No geese were harmed in this report. But let's talk about then snow chances tonight. There is a slight light snow chance coming our way, and it's about a 30 to 40% shot for really just a trace. Then it goes away as early as tomorrow, becomes mostly cloudy, and 40. So if we're waiting for lakes to open up, they just might try to do so come the weekend when we crack into the 50s once again.
All right. Thanks, Dave. That's the news for now. Thanks for joining us. Have a good night.